Hey guys, Frank, your virtual general aviator, and today I've got the Pilatus. No, I'm sorry, the TBM. Turn that down just a little bit. The TBM 900 that I am going to fly from San Luis Obispo to March Air Force Base, um, or ARB. I think that's Air Force. Um, but nevertheless, that's the route that I am going to take. Now, the flight looks like, let's see, I've got it in Sky Vector, and the flight should take about 50 minutes. The distance is 209 nautical miles, um, and the TBM is a fairly fast aircraft. I've already got it pre-flighted. I've been through the checklist and it's been sitting here running hot. I'm already connected to PilotEdge and I just need to get the weather and get clearance to taxi and take off. So let's get started. Alrighty, so here we are. And first thing we want to do is get in the cockpit. All right, so we're in the cockpit. And I am going to turn my radios down a little bit. They sound pretty loud. And maybe that's better. And my passenger wants to fuss. He hears me talking and he thinks he should be talking too. Okay, so let's go. Let's tune our radios to where they should be. And let's see, ground is 121.6 and tower is 124.0. And let's go ahead and get COM2 set up for ADAS, which is 120.6. Okay. Get 0.6 in now. And we are getting there. 0.6 and 120. And flip that in. And turn on COM2. Turn off COM1.
Altimeter 3001. Arriving and departing runway 29. Visual approach is in use. Read backhaul runway assignment and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information of Kilo. San Luis County Regional Airport.
Get the winds.
This information Kilo. 2256 Zulu. Wind 300 at 17. Gust 20. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 21. Dew point 11. Altimeter 300.
You ever had them times when you hear one thing and you write down something else? He said the winds were 300 at 17, gusts to 20, and lo and behold, I wrote down 15 gusts to 20. Just interesting. Okay. Okay, so and taxi lights are on. We are ready, so we just need to get this clearance.
Departure frequency 120.55, 43
need to open my windows. Getting the TBM gets hot in here, even in the wintertime. So let some of this heat out. Well, I think I can get. Turn the air conditioner on.
On your next taxiway is Foxtrot and right side, around Foxtrot and Alpha to the right.
St. Louis ground, TBM 4545 Foxtrot is an ACI jet maintenance ready to taxi. We'll be departing to the south.
TBM 4545 Foxtrot, St. ground, runway 29 taxi via Alpha.
Runway 29 via Alpha 45 Foxtrot.
Maria, ground 517 Hotel ready to taxi.
All right, so
517 Hotel.
I got ground clearance, taxi clearance. So let's get rid of these brakes and do some checks here. Okay, brakes are checked, nose wheel steering is checked. And go ahead and check those off right quick. And throttle is required. All right, let's go into beta. And flip this up so that'll be ready.
November 721 Kilo Papa John Wayne ground, runway 20 left, taxi via Alpha Hotel, Charlotte.
And it's been a while since I've been on PilotEdge, so I may be a little rusty on the on my radio. I hope it's like riding a bike. All right, clear. Nothing's coming. Nothing's coming. Let's get on out there. Flight instruments. Everything is in the green.
Giant 3591 heavy rank tower. You ready to go?
Checklist.
Yes, sir. We're ready.
Throttle.
Giant 3591 heavy, runway 15, clear for takeoff, point 170 at 9er. 15, clear for takeoff, Giant 3591 heavy.
I would do that every time. It's hard to. I want to always click on the word and not the button. Okay, check. Flight instruments, check. Cast messages, check. Flaps, check. And I'm not sure whether they want flaps at 50 at takeoff or not, which they are. So we are good. Okay. And checklist is complete. Return. All right. Got a little bit more torque to this taxi. It's a beautiful day to fly on the West Coast. Not so much on the East Coast today. And speaking of which, let me make sure I got real weather turned on. I don't see. Yep, I do. And just want to check.
Somehow got disconnected in the middle of the read back. I had Go ahead. Actually, stand by. John, 91 heavy, count out departure. Departure, 3591 heavy. 24 Whiskey, go ahead with your read back.
Approaching runway 29.
24 Whiskey, I'd like for you to read it back to me. It was
Okay.
kind of irregular the last time I got it.
Let's get up here. Turn our landing lights on.
November 24 Whiskey.
And
No, Roger. Thank you.
this guy here.
That's correct. You're kind of blocked, but that's correct.
Goes to
November 416.
let's see,
Charlie John ground.
synthetic vision. Let's turn that, make sure that's turned on. And back.
Papa Charlie, runway 20 left. Taxi via Alpha Hotel.
And that was 3001.
20 left Alpha Hotel, Charlie Kilo 2 South Charlie Swatch.
3001. Should have did that before I started taxiing. And
Citation 24 Whiskey. I cleared the Bracket Airport.
back.
Departure, fly runway heading.
And
Until 1,500 feet.
via Farah, altitude reporting.
Fly heading 180.
And shucks, I never did put my flight plan in.
Then as filed.
Doggone
Maintain
it.
3,000.
Flight plan.
Expect 5,000.
All right.
5 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 128.1. Squawk 4301.
All right. That sucks. Okay. So we're gonna go to. I am gonna skip. I knew it was something I was forgetting. All right. So we want Rizzo. We're gonna skip winner. Rizzo. I call it Rizzo. That's not right. That's what it looks like. But it's Santa Marcos and enter. And then Fillmore. Slow at this. Enter. Ah, shucks. Back. All right, I'm about to build this when I get in the cruise.
530 Charlie Alpha, John Wayne Clarence, say time aircraft.
Let's see. Clear. Then F I M backspace. Cancel. Clear. Clear. Then how do you do the okay? Okay. You know. I don't normally fly this aircraft. I guess you can tell. Backspace. There we go. Didn't hit that backspace. All right. So while he's talking, I can go ahead and put in Venice.
Number 530 Charlie Alpha. You said you're in Arrow 3? Correct.
That's a great aircraft. The Arrow 3.
Arrow 0 Charlie Alpha, clear to the Palomar Airport. Flight heading 175, radar vectors Victor T3, then as filed.
Okay, so he's at the same airport that I'm at, so he'll be needing this soon. So while I'm waiting on him,
November 0 Charlie Alpha, read back correct. San Luis ground, that's a 1-0 Charlie Whiskey, transient parking, request south departure, and ready to taxi with you. Pilatus 460, Papa Charlie, John Wayne Tower, runway 20 left to Kilo, clear for takeoff, wind 2007.
He's at St. Louis, clear for take.
Sorry, is that for 460 Pop Charlie? Pilatus 2 of Charlie, permanent, clear for takeoff, runway 20 left. Sorry about that, 20 left, clear for takeoff, 2 Pop Charlie, thanks.
St. Louis Tower, um, disregard. Shucks, need to change this.
Las Vegas clearance, Walker 169, I have heard in Denver. We're trying to pick the units up, but it doesn't seem to be working for some reason.
Get up there.
Walker 169, but it's clearance, so I guess information in
All
here
right.
at the current time. TC
Now.
560, 10305, visibility 10, ceiling 25,000, broken. Temperature 24.
See if anybody behind me here.
904.
Yep.
Landing, sorry, departing runway 19 left, 9 right, E6 right. And the rest of that doesn't really matter to you. Do you have any more questions? No, that's all we need to name to pick up our IFR to Denver.
St. Louis Tower, 4545 Foxtrot, holding that runway 29, ready to depart to the south.
4545 Foxtrot, Denver time, runway 29, clear takeoff, left down departure.
Clear for takeoff, left downwind departure, 4545 Foxtrot.
169, clear to Denver Airport, Saturday departure, then as filed.
All right, take the brakes off.
2115. Clear to Denver International, Saturday departure is filed.
Approaching runway 29. Entered runway 29. 6,100 feet remaining.
Now, I feel like I'm already behind the aircraft.
San Luis ground, Cessna 121 Charlie Whiskey. Number 121 Charlie Whiskey ground. Transmit parking, requesting the south departure and ready to taxi with Kilo, and this is for the Cap 4. Number 121 Charlie Whiskey.
Take off power.
Taxi by Alpha. 29 Alpha 121 Charlie Whiskey.
Hold that middle line, hold that center line.
Vision 13 November, San Luis Tower, runway 29 on the way.
Rotate.
Runway 29, 13 November, say direction of flight.
Tap the brakes. Gear up. Gear is up. Flaps up. Trim that back pressure off. And start that left downwind. Starting left turn, 45 Foxtrot. Okay, so I'm overpowering. Okay, so I'm outside of his airspace. So technically, I don't have to worry about him talking to me anymore. Okay. Now, I'm gonna hand fly and build finish building my flight plan. Come on. Let's see, backspace, backspace, backspace. All right. So, looks like, all right, let me, I am behind the aircraft, so I know my yaw damper needs to come on. Need to find it. Okay, yaw damper is on. And I didn't set an altitude, so let's go ahead and set that. We want 10,500. Wow, we halfway there already. 10,500. 10,500. Okay, and then we're climbing out at 17. I can live with that. All right, and then let's turn the A autopilot on. Let's go nav. All right, so now we can breathe, right? Nope, we can't. All right, so let's turn off the altitude. Now, why is that descending? All right, it's my aircraft. Okay, I see somebody out there. And, all right, I am not used to this this TBM here. All right, so altitude select. Okay, vertical speed up. And these vertical speed buttons can be tough to. Okay, vertical speed and then up. Up. Okay. And 2000 is good. Okay. Altitude select. And let's dial that back up to 10,500. And let's turn the autopilot back on, see if we get. And okay, let's go up. Up. I don't know why it's insists on going down. Vertical speed. Up. And why is that going down? Man, I am so far behind the aircraft at this point that. Okay. So maybe it'll grab the 10,500 at this point. All right, and then does this have a vertical speed hold? If it does, I'm not sure which. Okay, maybe it's the speed button here. And I would like to hold it at about 150, but it won't engage. So that's that. Nav came off, and I don't see GPS. Let's see. Menu. I don't see GPS on there. And view. All right. I should be going to Rizzo. I should press ENT for dupes. Enter for dupes. I don't. Okay. Clear. I want to get rid of that. All right. All right. So I reach my altitude just right near stall speed. Look at that. So I should be coming down. I heard. Okay, my just about now. I got 3 yellows before I get to a red, so it should hold. All right, now the nose is dropping. Of course, I could have gave it a little bit more torque. Um, I forgot to put the flight plan in. Hey, don't enable altitude until you're at desired altitude. And okay, all right. Well, that's what I would do. I was thinking that I could get it. I could tell it what altitude to grab, and it would grab that altitude for me. Um, and I am not on my flight path because I should be headed to Rizzo, not Rizzo, San Marcos, and I am not. Let's see. So I'm trying to figure out how to get. Thanks for stopping by. I'm trying to figure out how to get this GPS, get this in GPS mode. Okay. Um, so I am not in the right mode. I'm in ROL, and so if you can tell me how to get the GPS to change modes, that would be awesome. Direct menu, activate leg. Let's try that. Enter. Nope. Still. Let's see. Um, yeah, and the sad part about this, I used to know how to do. I used to know how to change the mode, but it's been so long since I've flown with the with the with the 1000 that I've completely forgotten. Oh yeah, yeah, here it is. I remember now. It's on the PDF somewhere. Okay, so I do remember. I need to go back here and PDF. Let's see. It's not up under winds. Shoot, standard barometer. Back. Um, CDI, I think it was. There we go. And let's see, that's GPS. And so how do I, now that I've got, I thought I had it in the GPS mode doing that. Um, but apparently not, because I didn't make that turn. And my next waypoint ought to be Fillmore at this point, but I am way off. Let's see. I'm trying to find and fly the Magenta line. Um, and I keep clicking. Let's see. I actually want to go down to Fillmore. Let's see. Flight plan. Flight plan. Okay. Enter. All right. And go up. Up. And then direct to. All right, let's try direct to. Fillmore. And okay, direct to, and then enter maybe. And no turns. Okay, let me go back to now mode. There we go. Oof. Talk about being behind the aircraft. Actually, actually, I could have still went to San Marcos because I will fly over San Marcos to get to Rizzo. And I am in a restricted area. I am on PilotEdge, so he might he he's busy, so I might be able to slip through. But I am over a restricted area. Uh, so let's give ourselves a little torque, see if we can get through here as quickly as we can. Well, actually, I'm not on center. I'm on a VFR flight, so and I didn't get flight following, so technically he can't say anything. Um, 120.55 is center for is, but it's not center. That's Santa Barbara approach. That's what I'm attuned to anyway. See, I should fly this. I have to fly this aircraft a lot to get used to it. 5-5. 121-120. Okay. So I am over the Lompoc um, restricted air base, or I'm not sure. See, I see a missile silo, but Vandenberg Air Force Base. I am in their restricted airspace. And I'm 258 over the ground. Give me a little bit more torque. You know, I don't know if I even lifted. Yeah, I did lift my gear and flaps. So I remember doing that on takeoff. I didn't turn my lights off. And looks like it did capture my altitude automatically because I never did hit the out button. So, but I thought maybe it was I thought maybe both of them should have been lit up at the same time. Okay, so I should be able to glimpse Santa Barbara pretty soon. Santa Barbara ought to be just off my nose, I think. Let's get this down. Somewhere over here, I think. Um, that would be the city of Santa Barbara, I believe. And down here, San Ynez, Airport, and the city. I am running ortho towels because I used to fly. I used to fly um, PilotEdge a whole lot, and it's been a while since I've been flying it. Okay, so I'm pleased to announce that I'm outside of the restricted airspace. All right. Now, like I said, I got way behind because I wouldn't have got so far behind if I had remembered to put in my flight plan. but it's fun. Ah, shucks, wrong buttons here. I put the flight plan in so many different places, except for the aircraft. Okay, Papa, Papa, uniform, Romeo, Mike, Sierra. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit. Romeo, ah, that wasn't Romeo. Romeo, Mike, Sierra. Okay, enter. All right, that's valid. And then Paradise, P, Papa. Oh, I hit P and got a O, P, ah, backspace. Papa, Delta, Zulu, and yep, okay. And then I've got Hotel Delta Foxtrot for Homeland, Hotel Delta Foxtrot, ah, Hotel Delta Foxtrot, Homeland, okay. And then my destination is March, which is, let's say I hit K and I got an O. K, Kilo, uh, Romeo, India, Victor. I don't know how they got RIV out of March Air Force. Oh, Riverside. Okay. Um, okay. So I'm glad I am doing VFR on this flight. And thanks for lurking. I like that word. Okay. All right. So I am 268 over the ground, 218 indicated, 98% on my torque at 10,005. Oil pressure in oil temperature are in the green. Electrical looks okay in the green, and fuel levels are a little low. I think trying to come up with a flight plan, I think I burn off probably, oh man, probably 20 pounds of fuel just sitting on the apron. Um, and let's see if I can get my endurance out of this guy here. View. Okay, so view back and let's see. I want to get out of this altogether. Okay, it's waiting on me to do something. It's waiting on me to activate a leg. Um, so that's what I need to do, I suppose. Or do I just hit enter? Nope. So go up here and still trying to get the feel more at 10,005. Let me go ahead and type that in. 10,005. All right. Now, what I got, I made some notes here because I'm going into all of a bunch of airspace, and I need to be at certain altitudes at the route that I'm going. So if Homeland, not Homeland, if let's see if I can get this right. If Riverside is using runway 32, then I want to go to Homeland. If it's using runway 14, I want to go to a NDB Peters. Okay. And when I cross darts, I need to descend to 5,500. And by the time I get to home, let's see, by the time I get to Paradise, I need to be at 2,500. All right. So let's see if this flight director would do that for me. Um, let's see. By the time I get to Paradise, I need to be at 2,500. 2,5. Oh, come on. Let's see. All right. 2. It's not letting me enter. Might be because it requires that I suppose it requires that I fill all this. Oh, shoot. Come on. I want to get back up to, let's say I want to get back to here. Get back to there. And maybe it requires that I go all the way down. So feel more. Just shut this down here and go in this way. Maybe I can do it better this way. All right, so let's go back over here and feel more. I want 10,000. It's not letting me edit. Okay, so 10. Nope, that's not working. Let's go. Yep. So all right. So enter 1. Nope. Well, that's not going to work. So I am going to have to do my vertical navigation manually. I was hoping that I could dial that in. I do know I always do that. I do know the altitude for Riverside, and let's see, let's change the view up a little bit, make it narrow, and 10. Okay, there we go. 10, 0, 5. All right, and then enter, and then 10, 0, 5. Enter. 10, 0, 5. Enter. Darts. Okay. At darts, the only reason I put darts in because I know that that's where I want to start my descent, because I'll be in a class C and I need to be over 10,000 to avoid descending into their airspace. 10, 0, 5. and then perms 10:05, enter, and it's got to be a quicker way to get over here. Maybe enter 10. Okay, so at perms, I am gonna shoot for 7,500. So that's 5 nautical miles from 10. So that's going to be hard. And then to get to 25. Shucks. Back. Clear. Enter. 25 here. Let's see. That didn't work. Clear. All right. 10. Why did I put 10? I'll tell you. Okay. I feel like Methuselah's. I am slow. 25. 2. Come on. It's not. Something happened. Okay. Flight plan. All right. 2, 5. Enter. Nope. So that does not work. And then 2, 5. 2, 5. 0, not 25,000. Backspace. Where are you? Enter. And then the airport is at 1,500. So let's go ahead and put a altitude in. 15.36. Backspace. And enter. I'm just going to leave it at 1,500 because I don't think it's going to let me put the 3.6 in. All right. And that's my plan. Okay. And now, where am I? Wide. Shucks. I do it every time. Wide. All right. Range. That's what I'm looking for. I'm going to go back to narrow so I can see my map better. In fact, I can get rid of this, I believe. Yep. Okay. And now go to some out. Okay, so I'm on my way to Fillmore. All right, so whew. All right, so now I can look out the window. Make sure I don't fly into a mountain. All right. I won't do that again. I won't forget to put in my flight plan. All right, my inertia separator can come off. It should have been off a long time ago. My landing lights are off, and need to power back a little bit after turning off the inertia separator, because it is modeled on this aircraft. It's not modeled on the Pilatus that I normally fly, so I can turn the inertia separator off and not have to worry about adjusting the torque. But with this TBM, hot start modeled almost everything. So you'll see that I am going to power the torque back to 90. Okay, I got the power. Well, I got the torque powered back to 86, and I'm gonna engage the inertia separator. You can see how it affects my torque. Okay, so it's going down, 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 down. And I should get a CAS message as soon as it finished opening. See how far down my torque is going? Airspeed is coming down along with torque. Airspeed is coming down. Wow, look at that. I went from 80 something to 68 and 67, and it's finally fully open. 66, which is probably where it's gonna stop. So when I give it enough torque to get back up to roughly full cruise power for this altitude, let's say 93, I just got to feel more. So I should be. I've already passed Santa Barbara. Um, so my next metro area would be Van Nuys, and my next waypoint is Van Nuys. Okay, so what was I saying? I was talking about the inertia separator and the effect that it has on the torque. So I am gonna pull this torque way down to 52, turn this guy back off, and we'll watch it come back up. I'm gonna give it a little bit of torque manually. I don't want my LSP to get too slow. And you can see how it's coming up slowly. So a lot of time, that's a lot of this aircraft is kind of spoil me, because now I wish that everything I fly is modeled to this extent. The reason I don't fly this one as much as I oughta is because the for FS economy, it doesn't carry the number of passengers. It's like a six-seater. Of course, it's luxury six. It's a luxury six-seater. Let's see if we look back in the back, and let's look back there. Yeah, there we go. So this one actually is configured for 4 seats, so it's not a big aircraft. But it is a fast aircraft, and it's got roughly the same engine in it that the PT-12 has in it. Both of them have the Pratt and Whitney PT6, um, but they have different versions of it. Okay, so even though I'm doing a PilotEdge flight, I didn't get flight following, and I am so glad I didn't, because at this point I don't have to listen for my call sign. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn these heaters on and get rid of my other cast messages, which I should have turned on before I started. And now I do have I think I have a checklist that I could use with this flight, with this, yeah, I do. I do have a 4 checklist specifically for this aircraft, which I didn't use. I decided to crank it up using the the inline checklist, and so you go to the next checklist. Let's see, check. Let's see, check. Um, okay, and I didn't realize I could have even went to the next checklist. Okay, before takeoff. So once I got to taxi, then I just closed it down, and I didn't go through any of this stuff. Um, Strobes, did I turn strobes on? I don't think I did. Yeah, I did. I did. I turned strobes on when I before I turned the ignition. Okay, cast display, and all this is before takeoff. Okay, climb. I've already finished my climb. Um, okay. The other thing I like about this aircraft is it completely takes care of the cabin pressures. I do not have to even think about cabin pressures. Fuel tanks, de-ice. Okay, next checklist. Um, Normal procedures, cruise is where I'm at. Throttle, adjust, and do they have a recommendation? I don't see one. Pressurization. These are my pressures. Everything is in the green, so I am good. The only thing I do need to do with the cabin pressure is just to make sure that these two indicators stay in the green. All right. And that would be, let's see, I am turning, and that would be Van Nuys. Okay. Gauges. Regular check consumption, expected fuel at destination. Now, I am going to be running low on fuel when I land, but I do think I got enough fuel to land. Um, of course, in real life, you couldn't think about it. You would need to know. Okay, so we'll stop the checklist there. Descend. And my next waypoint is going to be darts. And at darts, I start a descent. So let's go ahead and do the descent checklist. Okay, altimeter setting, de-ice as required. Let's get a altimeter, and we are over Burbank, which is 1.7. Okay. 134.7. Flip that in. Try on COM2. And 134.7. Lord have mercy. 134.5. I don't know if I don't know if I want to fly with me today. I got behind the aircraft and I still feel behind it.
DFR departures contact clearance delivery. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact channel information call.
Golf.
Burbank, Glendale, Pasadena Airport. 8 is information call. 2353 Zulu. 1902. Sky condition. Temperature is free. 2.6. Altitude environmental. Arriving in the
29901.
land and hold short duration. Turbojet aircraft landing runway.
All right. So we're at darts now. Okay, we're at dots now. So let's return here. Power back. And just give it a minute, see if it's gonna do its own descent. Don't look like it. So we want to descend. So we're over this class C, and I didn't want, we're over this class C space, and I didn't want to descend until, start the descent until I got out of it. Okay, all right, and then we go hit down, vertical speed, down, 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 and we'll do 700 feet a minute. Actually, I am going to do 1,000 a minute because I remember we had 5 miles to get down to. Actually, I am going to do a little bit faster than 5 a minute. Okay, so I would have had to do a passenger brief. Oh man, I'm doing 21. How did that happen? Okay, power up. And when we get to Pyramus, we're clear of the sea, which is why I put Pyramus in. There's Pyramus right there. But as long as we're above, at this point in this little section here, as long as we're above 4,800 feet, then we're clear of the sea. If we were to drop below 400 feet, then we'll be in Class C airspace, 4,800 feet. Here was traffic, and I'm on PilotEdge, so that's probably he probably got an advisory to watch out for me. Of course, I don't have flight following, so tower wouldn't have talked to me. But I am in I am outside the Bravo. This, okay. Now I'm turning to, I need to get down to 25, and I want to be at 25 at my next waypoint, which is Paradise. So, and I need to figure out what frequency I want to continue to listen to ATC, because I'm just monitoring, and I need to be on 121.3 because I'm out of range at this point. 121. What happened here? That's volume. Duh. 121. 3. The turbulence there. And 121. Okay, flip that in. And I should be able to pick up ATC from here on out. Just check. 121.3. Yep. And or should I be on 134.9? I don't hear anything. Let me try 134.9. Flip that in, and we're just gonna leave it there. I should pick up something. Okay, HEC just made me quiet at the moment. All right, so we need to be below 7,000, which we are, to stay up under the Bravo as we fly towards Paradise. And we are, so, and we should grab 2,500. So we are doing good. Once we get 2,500, we'll stay at 2,500 until we land. Now I need to get the ADAS for my destination. And ForeFlight usually would tell me what that is, but I am going to look it up manually. 125.85. All right.
Destination ADAS is 134.75.
134 point. Ah, man. I'm looking at the wrong airport. Oh, God. And I'm still getting, yeah, 134.75. Man. 75. Flip that in. Okay. By the time I get to Paradise, I need to know which airport I'm gonna land at. So I mean, which runway? 2992. 32. So I'm gonna go to homeland. I want my winds. Hotel. Calm. Okay, winds are calm. 2992. And we are going on to homeland. So, and as long as we stay at 25, then we are okay on. Let's see if we can actually pick up some speed here. Speed limit is 250. And so we can actually pick up 100 knots. I needed to fly slow so I could catch up with the aircraft because it was way in front of me. Airport that you're looking at is Chino, and that's the airport that I was almost about to dial the ATIS in for, but fortunately, fourth flight corrected me on that. Okay. Should be the water. I see the water here, and I see it here. Okay. And I am under the Bravo. Actually, I could have been at 50. I could have stayed at 55 a little bit longer, because I don't really need 2025 until I got to Paradise, which is still a ways off. Flight plan. Paradise is still 8.8 nautical miles away. And I actually have been at 25 for quite a while. And I don't see any peaks in my path that look like they're concerning. Hey, Nor Viking, how you doing, my friend? Glad you stopped by. Good to see you. I'm good. You working? Ah, I don't believe it. I think my I don't believe it. Sim just crashed. Not responding. Sadly, yes, I'm essential. Well, didn't. Yes, it did. Man, I was beginning to think that I dodged a bullet. Fortunately, the TBM tries to remember my where I was at and what I was doing. Um, well, I'm essential too. I have to get out there, and depending on what I'm doing, I don't always get the luxury to work from home. A couple of things I get to do from home. I get to do my estimates from home, and when I'm doing IT work, which is managing my web server, I get to do that from home. But otherwise, um, when otherwise I do home improvement work. I know two different miles apart in terms of IT and home improvement, but at least it gets me out of the house and I actually like doing it. So I'm restarting. Um, yeah, I was. This was a 48-minute flight. I got way behind the aircraft, and I was trying to get caught up. I'm hoping that the that the software downloaded all the details of the flight, including the state that the air that the let's see, just tell them I call them back, including the state that the aircraft was in, and and so hopefully, oftentimes I'm able to resume at some point. So we'll see. We will see. The question is whether or not I want to restart PilotEdge um, or not. I guess I will. We'll see. So yeah, I get to work from home and I get to go out in the field and explain about 5 minutes to load. Can you believe? And it's not loading. Let's try it one more time. So you get to work from home. That's that sucks. It wouldn't be bad if I mean it's good that you're working. So that's why I said that's a good thing. But uh, you still have to work. But the good news is you still get a full paycheck, so that helps. Um, and Dander is still with us, and he says he works from home. So it's just one of them things. Man, I can't believe the the estimates that they've been given on the projections on deaths, and I'm so hoping that they are wrong. Let's see. Let's go to new flight and start flight, and let's see what happens. I am so hoping that they are wrong, because now they are as high as 1 to 200,000. I think I think that's, well, I don't know. Maybe you guys can. That's the death rate. Maybe that's the infection rate. It's got to be the infection rate because I think if that was the projected death rate, then that would cause a panic. So yeah, I have had a hard time staying. Well, I put in my flight plan in SkyVector. I put it in I built a flight plan for PilotEdge and submitted it to them. I put it in my for flight app, and I forgot I forgot to put it in the aircraft and didn't realize that I had neglected to put in the flight plan until I had called for takeoff. So I'm sitting there ready for takeoff and trying to build my flight plan, and I just got way behind the aircraft because I fly the TBM so little that I had I just couldn't find buttons, knobs, couldn't find anything, and and trying to build a flight plan in the in the FMS was painfully slow, or I'm painfully slow building the flight plan. And okay, so it seems your flight wasn't complete. Would you like to position the aircraft where it was and continue the flight? Yes. And that's what I was talking about. Um, that the TBM 900 would do. Did that take? Yes. Uh-oh, sounds like it's on the tarmac somewhere and not in the air. Now, I have done this before, and it put me in the air with no engines running, and I've had to start the engines um, before I hit the ground. Let's see what happens. And I'm not going to need this checklist. Well, waiting on the waiting on the what do this. Let's see. This is not working. Something I don't have any plugins running, so something is just not happening. I'm gonna try this one more time. With my installation of X-Plane, sometimes when I'm changing from one aircraft to the next, I have to load it a couple of times. So that's why I am doing it um, one more time to see if it loads. Otherwise, I when it does this and don't load, then I usually wind up having to reboot the computer. I need to probably figure out why X-plane crashes. And yeah, it's not working for me. Um, it didn't get, this time it didn't get past the initial, let me try the initialization. Let me try deleting some stuff. I mean, quitting some stuff. So I'm gonna quit Discord. Um, and I am going to quit. Let's see, there were a couple other programs. I'm gonna quick sync. Try to free up some RAM. Quick Calendar Pro.
Updates finished.
Close Control Center. Carbonite is updating, search and restore, and it doesn't have a quit mode. And so I'm trying to remove some of the programs that sharing RAM. Team viewer is okay. And it's possible that I have, I don't know, exit Steam here. All right, so got some programs shut down, and let's see if it loads now. And cross your fingers, guys. It's unreal. It happens though. I've seen it happen to other streamers. Just one of those things. So the question is, what can I sit here and fill dead space with? I got a friend who streams, and he streams and drinks scotch. And so he's a lot less recluse, not recluse. Anyway, he once he's getting the feeling good, then he can usually find stuff to talk about. I got it so quiet in the background, and I feel like I'm just rambling. Usually when I talk, it's because I want to say, it's because I got something to say, and right now I'm just talking without saying anything. So I do wonder. I purposely didn't start A cars. I didn't start the real world engine, and I didn't start. Um, I wonder if it. No, I was gonna say I wonder if it could be an overheating issue on the CPU or the GPU. But if that were the case, then the GPU would have crashed, or the computer, the whole computer would have crashed, and not just X-Plane. and X-plane crashed. So that tells me that I may need to pour through the logs, the X-plane logs. I have looked at them a couple of times, and I think I know I've seen Traffic Global throw some exceptions, but Traffic Global would not have stopped the initial load the second time I tried to load it. So one way I was able to resolve issues one time was to copy all my X-Plane files from OneDrive from the SD drive. Well, at that time I was running a hard drive, a magnetic drive, but I copied them from OneDrive back to the drive that I wanted them on, and lo and behold, it fixed a bunch of issues. So I may have to take the time to do that again. Now I do believe that X-Plane is loading. Okay, and here we are, and we're gonna say yes, and I hit that once. I'm gonna go ahead and maximize this, and I want to make sure that it's not loading before I hit it again, because I'm wondering if that's what made it crash the second time. And I see my hard drive light being accessed, my hard drive access light blinking, but I don't see anything happening, so I'm gonna hit it again. And it turned green, so this time I know I hit it. All right, so let's see if it reads those files that it should have saved. And if so, we're back in business. If not, then I will do some checking and try this flight again. But I hope I can finish it. Okay, there we go. And we are back in business. Okay, let's turn the autopilot back on. And let's turn the nav back on. Flight plan should still be. I hope I still got the flight plan. The way it's banking out GPS. Let's see. Flight plan. Ah, look at there. No flight plan. Completely lost my flight plan. Okay, so I am going to pause it. And at this point, we were headed to Paradise. So come on. That's not right. Flight plan, flight plan. Okay, enter. P D Delta Zulu, enter. And from Paradise, we were going to Homeland, enter. And I'm not gonna put the feed in now. I don't think it was using it anyway. H Homeland HDF Delta Foxtrot, enter, and then we're going directly to our destination. That should line us up roughly with 32, enter. All right, so we're already at 2500, so let's turn the altitude hold on. Let's set, it's not going to let us change it while we're in. Okay, so let's unpause it, and hopefully it will get back on. I think it's I need to go direct. Okay, so what I need to do, I think I'm losing altitude. Get rid of this guy here. And altitude, shoot, wrong button. Altitude hold, where are you? 26, okay, that's close enough. And we're holding at 27. Okay. Still waiting on the standby instruments to come alive. All right, it should grab 27. And let's see. I need to.
Caution, TFR ahead.
I'm doing a 360 here. I need to get back into the mode for GPS, so I need to go here. All right, that's GPS. Then go back to nav, and let's see if that turns on. All right, I need to go to. I need to go up to Paradise. Come on. I'm not on PilotEdge, so I don't have anybody to fuss with me for flying all over the place. Okay, so I need to get this guy back up to Paradise. Come on. There we go. And then do direct to, and then enter. All right, so that should give me a line to Paradise. Yep, there's my magenta line. Okay. And I'm flying GPS, altitude hold 27, Paradise direct, 5.2 miles. So it should make that turn and get back to Paradise. And my align button, my standby altimeter is, let's see, I think if I recall, our altimeter was 32991, and now I don't know how to get this guy to reset. There we go. All right, and 2991. And we need to put our ADAS back in. Let's see, ADAS for Riverside was 134.75. One, three, four. 7.5. You know, if Hot Start can start a flight after the sim crash, then that tells me that X-Plane should be able to do that also. So I don't know why they don't make that standard as much as the sim crashes.
Altimeter 2994. Arriving runway 30. Departing runway 30. Advise on initial contact.
2994. Still doing 3-2.
March ARP information Bravo. 0 100 Zulu weather. Wind light and variable. Visibility more than 10.
3-0.
Sky clear. Temperature 23. Dew point 3. Altimeter 2994. Arriving runway 30. Departing runway 30. Advise on initial contact. You have Bravo.
Well, why did I have 14 and 3-2? Okay, that's because there are two runways. I still want 3-2.
March ARP information Bravo. 0
Winds light and variable.
wind light and variable.
Yeah, I still take 3-2.
Sky clear. Temperature 23. Dew point 3. Altimeter 2994. Arriving runway 30.
Down,
Departing runway 30. Advise on initial contact. You have Bravo.
down.
March ARP information Bravo.
All right, that's enough. That's enough of you, guy.
Wind light and variable.
All right, let's get back on PilotEdge.
Connected to PilotEdge.
Actually, I'm gonna disconnect. Now I'm gonna stay connected. Man, I am low. What's up with that? Oh yeah, because the terrain is high. Okay. Yeah, because the
November 18 Foxtrot, runway 29 right, for the option.
all right, so
Diamond Star Tree.
127.65 is what I want.
2 Julie Tango departure, good day.
127. I really got to figure out 127.65. What's going on with the crashes? Some
Los Angeles clear, 71142 Alpha. Can you give me my ground frequency again? November 1142 Alpha. Sure. Where are you on the field? Are you south of the main terminal complex or north of it? I'm at Tom Brady 156 42 Alpha. November 42 Alpha. You're going to want to contact ground 0.75. So that's 121.75.
Okay, so I need to get up a little bit.
Ground 121.75 42 Alpha. Thank you.
I think I'm too low. So let's go up 1,000.
was separate
700
months,
feet.
but I think I heard that November 503 Bravo Charlie contacting Santa Maria. That's correct. November 503 Bravo Charlie and a left downwind runway 30 and report midfield. Left downwind runway 30 November 503 Bravo Charlie. The other aircraft calling us again? Los Angeles ground November 169 Bravo Kilo requesting taxi. I'm at Atlantic. Number 169 Bravo Kilo, Edward ground runway 25 left, taxi
Let me
via
slow
Alpha
down
Foxtrot.
because
25 left via Alpha Foxtrot, 9 Bravo Kilo. That's a runway. Tower, 798 to Bravo midfield, up down 35. 798 Juliet Bravo, runway 25. You wanted the option or touch and go? I was going to do full stop. Oh, short and sweet. I like it. Remember, runway 25, clear to land. Clear to land, runway
I thought I
25.
was 12 miles up. Riverside Tower, TBM 4545 Foxtrot is 7 miles southwest of the field inbound for a start. And
TBM 4545 Foxtrot Riverside Tower. Say again where you are?
we're 7 miles southwest of the field, inbound for hopefully 3-2 straight in.
Okay, so you're with March. That's March Tower. And TBM 4545 Foxtrot March Tower, make straight in runway 32, clear to land.
Runway 32, clear to land. Appreciate straighten me out. 4545 Foxtrot.
I'm an East Coast boy. Riverside is Romeo Alpha Lima, and Romeo India Victor is actually March.
Oh, roger that. 4545 Foxtrot.
Fox ground radio check. Radio check for Fox ground. Read you loud and clear.
Okay, there's my something lined up nicely.
Los Angeles ground. This is Cessna 11.
Some flaps, some gear here.
Ready for taxi. November 1142 Alpha.
And
runway 25 right. Taxi via.
now I got almost a 3 mile runway.
Runway 25 right. Taxi via.
So
42 Alpha. Foxtrot Cherokee 5402 Sierra Lake to pick up IFR to Whiteman.
okay, let's get these landing lights on. And
Cherokee 5402 Sierra.
let's trim it.
On request.
Get rid of some of this back pressure. Get it lined up here. Let's see if we can't make a nice landing. I'm way high. The field is at, oh man, I am way high. The field is, I still got almost 1,000 to get down. I do have 1,000 to get down.
1 mile final runway 32.
Las Vegas Tower, American 1850 visual, 8 right.
500.
Los Angeles ground, Cessna 1142.
I got almost 3 miles of runway here, so
Section point from Charlie to Bravo. That's all the way at the end, sir. You have to take Charlie all the way at the end and then make that last right turn. That's actually a taxi to Bravo. Number 18 Foxtrot, runway 29 right, clear for the
I
on.
got a warning here. Can't see it because of the daggone
American
checklist.
1850 Las Vegas Tower, runway 8 right.
Yaw damper needs to come off.
Clear to land, runway 8 right, American 1850. Santa Maria Tower, November 503, Bravo Charlie, on downwind for 30, full stop landing. Number 503, Bravo Charlie, runway 30, clear to land. 503, Bravo Charlie, clear to land, runway 30.
I want to do over.
575, Sierra Papa, ready for IFR clearance, you well land taxi. Number 5750.
What the devil is a yaw damper?
On request number 2, will be right with you.
Caution, yaw damper must be off.
Number 5402 Sierra, happy clearance.
And I was
02 Sierra, ready.
trying to click the brightest button and land at the same time. I should have just disregarded the message and whoa, the hell?
Tower number 1126 Alpha, about 7 miles north.
Talk about a fast taxi. Man, that would have sucked to have landed and then took off and crashed.
Tower 1126 Alpha, Lobby Tower in a left down runway 30.
Oh, that would have sucked big time.
Downwind, runway 30. Something 1126 Alpha.
Man, that was a terrible landing. This.
Give me one more second. And November 1142 Alpha, did I answer your
shucks,
question so you can get going?
Let's see, I didn't think I.
1142 Alpha, affirmative. I'm going down. It says C104 flight. I'll just take that. Number 42 Alpha. Yeah, Charlie actually goes to Bravo 1. Bravo 1 is the Bravo.
I didn't think I had a turn off, but that would have been Charlie. And Delta. If this is Delta here, right? Whatever it is, I want it.
November 4545 Foxtrot, taxi to parking via Foxtrot Alpha, remain this frequency.
Parking via Foxtrot Alpha, remain with you, 4545 Foxtrot.
Number 503 Bravo Charlie, exit right Alpha 6, taxi to parking via Alpha. Have a great day. Cat 4 pass. 503 Bravo Charlie, taxiway via Alpha.
Now,
Alpha, that was runway 35 or 30.
One of the things I didn't get back was my sound.
Okay, roger that. 1126 Alpha.
So my engine sounds. That's why I took off, because I couldn't hear. I can't hear what's going on.
Number 1126 Alpha, runway 30, clear to land. Runway 30.
So when I restarted the flight, I got ATC, but I don't have any flight engine sounds. So when I throttled up, I couldn't hear it. So that's my excuse, and I'm sticking with it. So I gotta tell you, this has been one poor flight.
I understand. I'm an East Coast guy too. I'm ready to copy. Number 5402 Sierra, cleared to Whiteman Airport. Be the runway 24 departure procedure to Palmdale. That's Papa Mike Delta. Direct Bogut.
Okay, this has been one poor flight.
Sorry, maintain 6,000. Expect 8,000.
I'm almost ashamed to have streamed it. All right, but I did, and I hope you guys found it as entertaining and funny. Let me turn this down a little bit.
Read that back again. I'm sorry. Okay, it's runway 24 departure.
Yeah,
Papa Mike Delta. It's the ODP for the runway.
Let's see.
And then direct Bogus.
Change locations. That's not what I want.
Okay, sorry about that. So runway 24.
Sound.
Departure procedure.
Radio.
Papa Mike Delta, then direct Bogut.
Done.
As file 6000, expect 8 and 10,
So,
126.1.
yeah, so I hope you guys found this as entertaining as I did.
5402 Sierra, read back to correct.
One thing about this aircraft is if I don't shut it down and put the covers on it,
Vegas Tower, American 18,
then
clear of 8 rated Alpha.
I will almost have to have a new aircraft. Let's see, where's my
26 right at Alpha 2. Second left turn on taxiway Charlie to parking, remain this frequency. Have a good day.
let's see,
Clear runway.
and it's good. Shut the engine down. And turn these guys off. And that goes off. Now I can bring it to cut off and turn all these guys off. Left, right to left. And ignition can stay on auto. All right. And these are off. All of these are off. And I've already turned my lights off. It's not advised to keep the air conditioner on. I thought I turned it off. I guess I hadn't. All right. And this guy go off after 3 minutes. Okay. Now I got to put these guys on and look at that. I landed with 5 US gallons of fuel. Well, no, I've got 21 US gallons of fuel. So my fuel was way down. I knew I'd be cutting it close. Okay, so put those on, put those covers on, put those covers on, and my static wicks. All right, because it will remember. It will remember what state I left it in. Chalks. And it ought to be happy for the next flight. If I didn't do this, then the next time I started this aircraft, I would either have to spend a bunch of money in the aircraft manager, and I take a moment to show you this. No, it's not the aircraft manager, it's the maintenance manager. Maintenance. So let's see where these things cost money. Don't show any damage. So, so overall, no damage. It's a good flight. Next time, I hope to fly a little better. You can see that it's tough sometimes to transition from one aircraft to another, but it is what it is. And I can't tell you how ashamed of this flight I was, but I'll fly this some more, either online or offline. Anyway, remember, guys, a good pilot is